Did you ever grieve so much, sugar, that your tears hardened into stone? It's a ridiculous, morbid thought, I know, but sometimes when the cicadas scream themselves hoarse and the heat presses down like a shroud, you can almost feel the crystallization of old sorrows right there in your bones. The dogwood whispers of the little folk, the Uwanweet Suniti. Down here in the low country, we have our haints and our plot eyes, but up in the deep folds of the Smokies, the Cherokee knew a truer mystery. The ones I speak of belong to the Dogwood Clan of the Little People. They weren't your vicious creatures, no ma'am. They were the kindest yet sternest of the lot. Small, no bigger than a well-grown hound dog, with hair that sometimes dragged the rich mountain loam. They were the original tricksters, healers, and guides, leading a pole-lost soul back to the path, or perhaps moving your tools just to teach you a lesson in humility. Mischievous, yes, but never truly cruel. They live behind the waterfalls, beneath the great moss-covered boulders, in a world adjacent to our own, where the light is always soft and the music is just a touch too sweet. Now the old ones, the elders whose voices held the rustle of dry corn, they made it plain, didn't they? You meet one of the little folk, you see a fleeting shadow or hear a faint laugh and echo, you keep that secret locked tight inside your breast like a rare jewel. You never speak of the encounter, and you certainly do not reveal their whereabouts. To do so was to invite a dreadful silent misfortune, or worse, a slow spiritual decay. And before you walked into their deep, silent forest, you always left a gift, a pinch of tobacco, a bit of dried meat. Just a courtesy, darling, a proper Southern gesture of respect for the land's original proprietors. They were fragile beings, easily wounded by human coarseness, but they kept the mountain whole until they didn't. Now, let me tell you about the stone that cries and what is left behind. You know those peculiar little stones found in the damp, shaded earth of the southern Appalachians? The ones they call the fairy crosses? They ain't just gravel, honey. They are staurolite formations from the old Greek word stauros, meaning cross. And they are chemically elegant, too. A perfect little marriage of iron, aluminum, and silica, crystallized by unimaginable heat and pressure deep within the earth, only to be lifted up to the light. They cleave naturally into these remarkable six-sided cross-like structures, a T or an X, or sometimes a perfect little crucifix. They are found in the mountain states, North Carolina, Georgia, Tennessee, and they feel like a small, damp, powerful secret in the palm of your hand. Oh, the mineralogists and the geologists, they'll give you their dry, dusty explanations of metamorphism and heat gradients. But you and I, we know the truth of things. We know that stone can hold a memory sharper than any photograph. And sometimes it takes a tragedy of truly epic proportions to force the earth itself to weep so perfectly. I remember hearing the hardened sorrow of the Trail of Tears whispered down through generations, carried on the breeze like the moan of a train passing through a swamp at midnight. That dreadful, cruel removal, walking those sacred people, the ancestors of the Eastern Band, off the very land that birthed them, away from the mounds built by their own fathers, forcing them west into an alien sunset. The stories say that when the tears of the Cherokee people fell upon that red Georgia clay, tears of such profound grief for the loss of their sacred ground, those tears became the fairy crosses, a perfect, heartbreaking memorial to a sin that stains our whole nation. And that is a powerful truth, a devastating truth, and one you can believe with all your heart. But me, I think it was the little people. I think the Unwit-Sunsdi, the Dogwood Clan, the keepers and the guides, they watched it all from behind the screen of the waterfall. They saw the soldiers, the wagons, the disease, the hunger, and the utter unforgivable despair of their human neighbors, and they were broken. They had fought wars alongside those people. They had healed their sick. They had kept the paths clear. But this was a sorrow too vast, a calamity too final for their little magic to mend. And when they witnessed that slow, staggering procession, the children stumbling, the old ones falling, the whole great, noble nation reduced to a line of walking woe, their gentle hearts gave way. They didn't just shed tears, darling. They dissolved into an agony so complete, so pure, that every last tear, every droplet of their sacred grief hit the earth and hardened instantly into staurolite. 1,000 tiny, perfect crosses left behind on the Appalachian earth, silent, beautiful testament to a tragedy they could only bear to watch, but not prevent. It wasn't just the tears of the displaced. It was the tears of the ancient mountains themselves, grieving the forced absence of their rightful, beloved children. Now, if a stone can hold such sorrow, don't you think a human heart can too?